This this is comfortable. I swear it's comfortable. It's one of the most comfortable things I've ever worn. That's why you're gonna see me in this in a lot of videos. I got a lot of outfits. This is one, but you know, this is how you do an intro. You just talk about your outfit. But I'm also introducing you to a fun top 10. What is my top 10 video games? And you're probably wondering, how do I come up with this content? Well, obvious. Do what everybody else did once and just explain what you like. That is how I made this content. That is how I'm making this content. So here we are with my top 10 games that I love. Once again, in no particular order, and I'm counting down from 10 this time to prevent the confusion of prior videos, if you know what I mean. 10. This game really helped me through some dark times. This game really helped me. It helped me grow into my own and made me want to do a lot. And I figured I'd put it first on this list because of how important it is to me. It is Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is one of the most important games to me because it showed me what I really wanted to do in life. I really wanted to do music and horror stuff. I love music and horror stuff. Oh, Akira Yamaoka just does that OST so well. And Silent Hill 2 has some of my favorite in-game puzzles. I noticed that after Silent Hill 4, the puzzles in Silent Hill franchise kind of goes down, but the Silent Hill puzzles peaked in 2. And not to mention the suspense in 2, but I could go on for hours talking about 2, and I probably will in a later video. Number 9. Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. You're thinking, why am I not doing Budokai Tenkaichi 3? Yes, I have played it. Yes, I do. I love it. But what I loved about Budokai Tenkaichi 2 is there were some limited fusions that was only limited to Budokai Tenkaichi, not Tenkaichi 2, Budokai 2. Goku, Hercule and Goku fusing in one of the best fusion sequences ever on a video game. The present bomb, glorious. I loved it. I loved it. This moveset was brilliant. You either got the cool Goku with the Hercule hair, or you got Hercule with the Goku hair. It was just beautiful. Number 8, the original Rayman for the PS1. The original Rayman for the PS1. It, I I could just sit there, veg out for hours, and play the original Rayman for the PS1. The the crisp the crisp designs of the backgrounds, the controls, even though they were kind of janky, you just kind of got used to them after a while. And not to mention, it's quite imaginative for its time. Number 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, that's on this list. This is on everybody's list. If you don't know what Final Fantasy 7 is, I'm sorry you have been living under that rock for so long. Or I'm I'm not actually making fun of you if you don't know what Final Fantasy 7 is. Pardon me. But Final Fantasy 7, I have put more hours of my life in Final Fantasy 7 than I have probably doing stuff I probably should. Number 6. Twisted Metal 2, the second Twisted Metal, also for the PS1. Loved it. Honestly, I could go on for hours about this one too, and I probably will in a later video because it is such an underrated masterpiece. Number 5, Pokemon Snap. Yes, I loved Pokemon Snap so much. It was such it was so cute. You were taking pictures, and there was that one level where you could like snap the photo of Mew if you knew how. OGs loved that game. Number 4 is a game I don't see anybody talk about. Onimusha 2. Onimusha 2. The only thing I could complain about is the movement system because it was janky, but the storyline was nice. I really loved the multi-scenario building, which meant that you really had to weigh out your decisions in game. That's one thing I've always loved about the Onimusha franchise. Number 3, God of War. The first one. The very first one. I love the first God of War so much because it was so revolutionary. I loved Prince of Persia, and it was a runner-up on this list. Prince of Persia Warrior Within, by the way, excellent game, play it. But God of War, I loved God of War. If I had to say it stepped up in one thing, abuse of a certain character. One character abuse. There was that boat captain. If you know who the boat captain is, from the God of War games, the original God of War games, he has been tortured more times than anybody in the God of War games. You see a guy get his face smashed in as a sacrifice in God of War, but the boat captain has got bad. By the way, you're not going to see Fortnite on this list. And Yu-Gi-Oh! That's on a different list. That's on a different list. This is digital mediums, and sure there's digital Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's just Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 2 is Galaga. Galaga. Galaga of all games? It was so revolutionary that, like, yeah. When I was a kid, I found a Galaga game at a laundromat. It was just, it was heaven. Now, what game is going to be on the last on this list? Now, this is another one that's gotten me through some hard times, through some really, really hard times. And I owe a great deal of how much I appreciate games due to this game. I really love Fallout 3. Fallout 3, the voice acting was peak Fallout. And I've seen 1 and 2. But Fallout 3, I've spent hours, and if I got bored of it, I just found new stuff. Fallout 3 was literally just something you could throw on and just love to do. You could do so much. You could put grenades in people's pockets. You could craft stuff. The railway rifle, people. The railway rifle. The flame sword. Which, if you're wondering why New Vegas ain't here, there's a reason why New Vegas ain't here. And it did something unforgivable to me. I love New Vegas. I love New Vegas. I have spent so much time in New Vegas. But why the hell do you give us the best sword in the game after we can't bypass a certain point? We can't go back. We can only use the weapon just to look at it for 5 minutes at the end of the game after you beat after and I could complain about Mass Effect 3's ending. I could. Being one of the worst, but Fallout 3, you teased that epic fire sword. To take away my fire sword, bro. At least in Onimusha 2, earlier on this list, why they're on this list, they gave me my fire sword. Like and subscribe, people. And comment, too. Comment your favorite games below.